Welcome, we have collected 5 of the most interesting events that took place on the 8th of May in history. On May 8, 1541, the Spanish conquistador and explorer Hernando de Soto, together with his expedition, discovered the Mississippi River, which he called the River of the Holy Spirit. De Soto explored the southeastern region of what is now the United States in search of riches and a route to China. He and his men became the first Europeans to see and document the Mississippi River, a major milestone in the exploration and colonization of the Americas. De Soto's discovery of the Mississippi River was a decisive moment in the exploration and colonization of North America. The river eventually became an important transportation route for trade and commerce and played a significant role in the westward expansion of the United States. Today, the Mississippi River is the 4th longest river in the world, stretching 2,300 miles from its source in Minnesota to its delta in Louisiana. On May 8, 1838, the People's Charter was published in England, which outlined a program of political reforms aimed at extending suffrage and political power to the working population of England. The Charter became the central document of the Chartist movement, a mass movement of the working class for political reforms. At that time, voting rights in England were extremely limited, only a small property elite had the right to vote. The Charter was seen as a way to extend political power to the working class population and challenge the entrenched power of the landed aristocracy. Despite the movement's popularity, the government was deeply hostile to the Chartists. In the end, the Chartist movement did not succeed in achieving its goals, and the demands of the Charter were not fully fulfilled. However, this movement laid the groundwork for further struggles for political reform and an example of working-class organization. On May 8, 1895, China's Qing dynasty officially ceded Taiwan to the Empire of Japan, marking the end of the First Sino-Japanese War. The war was fought for control over Korea and Taiwan. Japan viewed Korea and Taiwan as key strategic assets in its quest for regional dominance. Under the terms of the Shimonoseki Treaty, China agreed to recognize the independence of Korea and cede Taiwan, the Pescadores, and the Liaodong Peninsula to Japan. The Japanese occupation of Taiwan lasted for more than 50 years, during which time the island underwent significant changes. Japan's policies of modernization and industrialization helped transform Taiwan from an agrarian backwater into a modern industrialized society. Today, the legacy of the Japanese occupation of Taiwan remains a contentious issue in Taiwanese politics and society. On May 8, 1898, Joshua Slocum, a Canadian sailor and adventurer, successfully completed the first solo round-the-world voyage on the yacht Spray. Slocum's journey went around the southern tip of South America, across the Pacific Ocean to Australia, and then to South Africa and back to Boston. He faced numerous challenges along the way, including harsh weather, equipment breakdowns and dangerous wildlife. Despite the difficulties, Slocum persevered and eventually completed his journey. His journey made him a celebrity and inspired many others to take up sailing and adventure. Slocum wrote the book Alone Around the World about his trip, which became a bestseller and is still considered a classic of adventure literature. He continued to sail and explore throughout his life. On May 8, 1945, at 11:01 p.m., World War II in Europe officially ended when Germany unconditionally surrendered to the Allies. The ceremony took place in Karlshorst, a suburb of Berlin. The document stated that all German forces on land, sea, and air were to immediately cease active operations and surrender unconditionally to the Allied powers. The signing of the Act of Unconditional Surrender marked the end of 6 years of brutal war that had devastated Europe and left millions dead. The victory was celebrated by the Entente states and marked the beginning of the post-war period, which was characterized by reconstruction and political restructuring. The signing of the Act of Surrender on May 8, 1945 remains a landmark moment in world history and is celebrated as Victory Day. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you want to send, thank the authors and finance the development of the channel, there are links to several possible options for this in the description. Goodbye.